Folks, hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat Cast. I never know whether to call it a vidcast, a podcast, a cast. In any case, um, you're in for your more or less daily helping from the bartender in the OSR. Now, today, I'm not delving into any news. Trying, we'll save we'll save such activities maybe for Wednesday, 8 p.m. Ben, Mike, and I live with Tom Wilson. Tom is putting out Back to Basics. It's a zine, and he's putting out a compilation of the whole line in one volume. So I'm looking forward to that. I have the whole line. I can't find them all. I am not the most organized man in gaming. And, Mike Bottletto has that title. I don't think he earned it though. In any case, you're looking at your screen and you're like, "What the hell is this?" Well, this is. Oh, look at that! The camera's actually letting me put this up. Hulk, Hulks and Horrors, Basic Black Edition. I don't think there's any other edition out there. I believe this is the one and only. Could be wrong. Maybe should I check to see what other titles are from this publisher? Well, yeah, this is the only one. The rest of their titles, though, are all pay what you want. Now, what's interesting with this pay what you want is that it also allows you to pay what you want for this, the printed copy. So if I put in, I'd like to pick up the printed version, softcover, there's a suggested price of $18.75. The minimum cost is $3.94. That is the minimum for drive-through. Okay, in this case, that means no money is going toward the author, the publisher. If you want to support the author and publisher, even if it's just minimally, throw $5. Listen, it is a wonderful little book, and it points something out. And I think that it's an interesting issue. Science fiction is hard to run as a sandbox, and why is that? Because even whereas with fantasy, it's like you've got your limited directions you can go to on these compass points, right? In space, your compass points are a sphere. Okay, your infinity is infinity times infinity, and a lot of times it's just way too many options. However, you can turn this into a sandbox or a hex crawl because Hulks and Horrors is pretty much like Pigs in Space. I mean, that's a Muppets reference. It is your fantasy RPG taken to space. We are not alone across the universe, but we have few friends. As we emerged on the galactic stage, we found a universe stripped bare of sentient life by a great plague. Actually, this is perfect. Perfect for the year of COVID. Leaving only the wild beasts and twisted plague horrors wandering the ruined hulks of lost civilizations. We are the surveyors. Interesting, right? We explore the uncharted sectors of space and hunt these ruins for the treasures they contain and the riches they might bring to what sentient life remains. We are not brave, merely foolhardy and desperate. Those who survive become rich beyond dreams. Very few survive. Hulks and Horrors is a science fiction role playing game of galactic exploration and adventure for two or more players. Not too shabby. And now, here's something that I find very interesting. Having written with the help of Jane Spahn, and the input of Zach Laser, Swords and Wizardry Light, we were going to initially cap it at level 6. But Bill Webb recommended level 7. He wanted us to see 4th level spells. I have no complaints. I think it wasn't a bad idea. Complete rules for characters up to level 6 and beyond. But level 6 is pretty much the sweet point. And I think that's the sweet point in many old school games. That level 6, 7, where you're strong enough to get past the general baddies, right? And survive a few combats, but not so strong that you're going to tear your way through anything. Everything still has a cost. 7 character classes: pilot, scientist, soldier, psyker, hovering squid. hovering squid, omega reticulin, and bearman. Easy to learn, old school inspired game rules and competition. This is very OSR. You're going to look at this, and here's the thing. Oh, by the way, random tables creating whole sectors of space. Would I use this with stars without number? Probably not. It has a pretty good system built in for sandboxing. But as a supplement for, say, White Star from Jane Spawn, who I already mentioned, this thing is perfect, even on its own. I think this would actually make for fun convention play. Not because you can't do a campaign with it, I think you can, but I think the change and yet familiarity. You're changing the default from fantasy to science fiction, but it's still effectively a dungeon crawl. And I think that goes huge. That goes far. So it gives you a science fiction game that even people that aren't huge Trekkies or Star Wars fans can pick up. Actually, if they are a fantasy gamer, D&D, one of the old school rule sets, they're going to pick that up and go, holy shit, this is pretty good. And pay what you want, right? Less than $4. Less than $4 for the print version. Pay what you want. As low as nothing if you want for the PDF. Now, so why am I looking into all this stuff? Because I hung out with my old group from high school and college, and we haven't sat down and gamed. I got to do the math here. It would have been end of February, 1997. So we're talking over 24 years where we haven't actually gamed. And I'd like to game with them. And they're up for it. They're psyched. They've been trying to do 5e and pretty much can't spin the wheels around the head to grasp the rules. So I'm going to do an OSR rule set. I am leaning towards Swords and Wizardry, but using basic fantasy RPG for all the source material. I gotta stop whacking the desk when I talk. The mic picks it up. I know. I'm bad. I understand. But I'm also thinking of throwing out Hulks and Horrors as a possibility, or even using this to grab some science fiction aspects that I can throw into the game, which is kind of interesting a bit too. So it's just, little thoughts. Let's see what's going on with me, my gaming, my personal life, and why I'm digging into my gaming collection and pulling out stuff and saying, hey, this might work. Or at least might be some kind of an influence. Again, just an idea. If I'm thinking about it, maybe you want to think about it. Again, the price can't beat. I'll include a link in the show notes in the description of this episode. There will be an affiliate link. Use it or not. That's up to you. Again, if you're getting what you want, unless you're buying other stuff with it, probably doesn't make a difference. But you're using our affiliate or even our a few times we put up something that's an Amazon link. That's how we get to give away stuff on the show. So, all right, folks. On that note, we are still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. So, all I ask, I'm not a medical professional. I do have my shot. I don't say anybody else has to get a shot. You know your medical condition better than anybody. By the way, hop tea with hibiscus leaves and hops. It's the non-beer for the beer drinkers. But listen, use your common sense and talk to a medical professional that you trust. Ignore the talking heads on TV, on the internet, wherever. You need professional advice, and that's what you should be looking for. You professionals that you trust. Be safe, be well. God bless. Knock on wood. I will be back again tomorrow. Yes, Rach is still suffering from her cold. She's behind us, sharing with you virtually, the virtual code for all of you. I'm gonna wave the germs right at you, folks. Thank you again. If you enjoy what you're watching or tolerating it, subscribe. Really, I appreciate it. All right, folks. Laters.